Hello, friends. We find ourselves here in my office with a very cute cat. Say hello, Shadow. Nice. And it's ranking time. So normally what we've done in the past years is take every exotic in the game and rank them worst to best. There are 85 exotics in the game right now. So that would take 200, 300, 400 hours to get gameplay for, write a script for, blah, blah, blah. So we're not going to do that. From now on, I think what I'm going to do is at the end of every year, I'm going to take all the exotics that were added that year and rank them. So this year, sorry for the cat tail, there were 15 exotics. 15 exotics added this year, and they were actually, almost all of them were insane. I would say 13 out of 15 of these exotics are some of the most unique, fun, really good exotics that we've gotten. I think this year has been the most consistent year ever for exotics, and I'm really excited about it. So, as always, we're going to start with the worst, and we're going to go to the best. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe for all of the end game focused content for Witch Queen. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. Love your faces. Let's do it. The worst exotic added in Beyond Light. I don't think this is any contention at all. Salvation's Grip. It's a stasis grenade launcher that you can, hold the trigger, charge it, and the longer you hold it, the larger the stasis crystal it is that it spawns. I feel like Bungie really wanted this to be like a really good pairing with stasis, like something you could make a lot of good builds with or something. It's just not. It's not a good fit at all. It's not a fun gun to use. It's not effective. I don't think you can build craft with it very well. It's just kind of a dud. It's a gimmicky gun, and it's kind of a disappointment. And it's really the only gun like that this year, which is really awesome. But Salvation's Grip is easily the worst gun added in the year of Beyond Light. Up next, we have the Cryothesis 77K. After you get kills with this gun, you can hold reload to switch to another shot, which charges and freezes enemies. It's pretty devastating, especially in Crucible. It's a lot of fun to use. You have to definitely play around using this gun, but it's quite fun, I'm not gonna lie. Freezing opponents and, just knowing they're helpless so you can run up and punch them or shoot them again or do whatever. It's kind of fun. It's kind of toxic, but it's kind of fun. So Cryothesis, not the best sidearm in the world, not the best exotic in the world, but it's definitely a lot of fun. So yeah. In the number 13th slot, we have the Cloudstrike, a really solid sniper rifle all around. When you get a headshot, it generates this kind of like super firefly lightning storm explosion that kills nearby enemies. For a while, it was all right in PvE because you could use like divinity bubbles and get really high damage, but I think that was the result of a bug that they either fixed or nerfed. I don't remember. But Cloudstrike is still pretty good in PvP. It is a very reliable sniper, especially, if you're on controller. I see a lot of people on controller that really like this sniper. My problem with it really lies in with its exotic perk. How often, how many times in a handful of games do you get a kill that leads to you getting 2 or 3 other kills, really utilizing that exotic perk? And I would argue probably not that often. It's obviously going to happen more often in like Control, but still kind of limited in its use as an exotic perk. Whereas if you have something like Ace of Spades or Thorn or any of these other really popular exotics in the Crucible, their exotic perk uptime is a lot higher, and you can really feel that utility of the perk. But Cloudstrike is still a fantastic sniper. Next, we have Hawkmoon in the 12th position. As you get headshots with this gun, it increases the damage that the final shot in your magazine does. You can one-shot a lot of supers with this if you get, 7 or 8 stacks. It is absolutely insane how fun this gun is. It's incredibly consistent. Its base stats are nutty. It looks amazing, There's a lot of really good things about this gun that has going for it, and I do like the exotic perk as well, and I also like how they changed the exotic perk from Destiny 1, which was really RNG based, and to fold that back into the gun, they made it so that you can get random rolls on the Hawkmoon, just for like consistency perks, rangefinder, opening shot, etc. And that really plays into the gun in an RNG way, but without affecting your gameplay in an RNG way, if that makes sense. Really reliable hand cannon. I love what they did with it. The Harbinger mission was awesome, and all around the Hawkmoon is just a great gun. In number 11, we have the Duality shotgun. It's a shotgun that if you shoot from the hip, it's a pellet shotgun, or if you aim down the sights, it's a slug shotgun. A little bit of the, best 2 PvP weapons in the game, really, if you think about it. And it's not the most popular gun in the world, but it definitely has a cult following. Like, if you say you don't like this gun to the wrong person, you're gonna get Duality, dude. Like, people are very passionate when it comes to this gun. I like it all right. I would rather use Reese Walker or Fellwinter or Matador or whatever, but Duality's still pretty damn good. And I think especially, you know, it's getting a nerf, but I feel like Chaperone's getting an even harder nerf. Duality might, you know, start to come to the forefront next season. It'll be really interesting to see. So very excited for that. In the number 10 spot, we have the Forerunner, the Halo Magnum, brought into Destiny. This thing is crazy. Oh, perfect accuracy from the hip. You can pretty much use it like a sniper rifle. It is insanely accurate, insanely consistent, insanely effective. Just a really fun gun. And when you get kills, you can hold reload, convert your next couple of shots into a grenade, and use the Halo frag grenade, which is pretty nuts. This thing it was a menace for a while. It was everywhere. It's kind of slowed down, but if you see someone using it, like, you know, you're in for a match, right? Like, it's very easy to use, and it's kind of annoying to play against because it's so good. And I have a lot of fun using it too. So I'm pretty interested to see how this thing, I imagine, will come more to the forefront with the special ammo changes next season, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'm pretty excited for it. In the number 9 slot, we have the Eyes of Tomorrow. The rocket launcher from the Deepstone Crypt was pretty disappointing on launch. I think it's been kind of balanced to an all right place, or people have found its niche. It tracks and fires multiple rockets, and it can hit multiple targets, which is pretty insane. It's a lot of fun to use, and it looks really cool. It's really unfortunate, you know, rocket launchers, we think of them as being like good single target DPS, you know, exotics. This really isn't. It's more good for like ad clear and higher end activities. So I've seen people do like speed runs of GM Nightfalls using it, you know, to clear out large waves of ads and stuff. But where it really shines, it is, in my opinion, without a doubt, the best invading weapon in Gambit. It is just utterly dominant in Gambit. It's actually insane how good it is. And I think, you know, next season, Gambit's launching with insane changes where you just get just dumb amounts of heavy ammo, supposedly. And I think Eyes of Tomorrow is going to shine even more. So I'm pretty excited to see what happens to it. I think, you know, raid exotics really deserve to be in the spotlight, and I think it's a pretty cool gun. So I'm excited to see what happens. In the number 8 spot, we have the Aegers Scepter. I think that this is what the Salvation's Grip was supposed to be. So kills with this weapon, it's like a trace rifle. And when you get kills, it generates like a slowing or freezing field effect. But what's really cool about it is it can just be build crafted with any stasis class in the game very easily. And I've made some pretty nutty builds that are good all the way up until like master raids or GM Nightfalls. I probably wouldn't use it there, but in regular raids, in, you know, some solo lost sectors, a lot of very high end content, I think it is very feasible to use in pretty much anything else. You know, solo dungeons, even, I would use this in certain scenarios. Aegers Scepter is incredibly fun. It really adds to the kind of fantasy and the power that you feel when you're using stasis, and anything that adds more build crafting to the game, I'm a huge fan of. So like Aegers Scepter, it feels great, it looks great, it sounds great, it plays great. It's a lot of fun, and I hope we get like Void and Solar and Arc versions of this sort of thing in the future. So pretty excited for it. In the 7th spot, we have the Tikkus Divination Bow. So this is the bow from Season of the Chosen. When you hip fire it, it primes targets, and then when you aim down sight and shoot those targets, they explode. Also, if you like hip fire and kill an enemy, they explode too. It's a bow that does a lot of exploding. Really good for like big end game content. Anything with champions in it, anything with a lot of ads in it. Tikkus hits hard and it hits fast. And in seasons like, you know, this season where we have Overload Bow, I think next season we have Anti-Barrier Bow. Is that right? I don't know. Probably gonna get flamed in the comments for that one, but I think that's a thing. Anytime you need a bow, Tikkus is easily top of the list for PvE. And yeah, it's just a fun, flashy, really effective bow that, you know, it's pretty awesome. Number 6 spot, we have the No Time to Explain. Man, I love this gun. I think it is way overshadowed. I don't think it gets enough love. In my opinion, it is the most consistent and best feeling pulse rifle in the entire game. It's got a couple of exotic perks, as most exotics do, but its main one is, as you get 10 critical hits, you get a little time vortex buddy that shoots for you or with you. And man, that thing has saved my butt so many times. There will be times where I'm like sprinting around the map, and then my guy will go like doo-doo-doo, and like shoot someone I didn't see. Totally saved my life. Like, it happens all the time. The team shot's insane. The TTK with this gun is nuts. It's full auto. It is just, man, if I have to use a pulse, there's like a really good chance I'm going with this one. It feels so good. It's so effective. just dang, give it a shot. If you don't like the No Time to Explain, you're just not using it. Like, use it. I promise you'll love it. It's so good. Number 5, we got the Lament. Now, this one probably would have been a little bit higher, but recently we got like the other half and the half truce and a lot of swords that fill different spots that this could use. For instance, those swords are really good for speedrunning and still do pretty good single target damage. Lament is really good against like bosses and and things like GMs and raids and stuff like that, where you need to heal yourself, because that's what it does. When you get hits with the weapon, it heals you. Proportional to the damage you do, and so it makes it very good. It also does an insane amount of damage. It's also pretty good for sword skating. Plus it's like a chainsaw sword, so hell yeah, right? Like, it's awesome. It's just a fantastic weapon all around. It's a lot of fun to use. They knocked it out of the park, and I think this is definitely in most people's arsenal going into Witch Queen and potentially even the day 1 raid. It's very good. And I'm excited to see where it kind of goes in the future, because it is a fun exotic to use, and I hope it sticks around for a while. The next gun is going to be number 4, the Lorentz Driver. Frick, dude, this thing is a menace. It's a special ammo fusion rifle with the aim assist that is, equivalent to if you take all the other guns in your inventory and add their aim assist values, Lorentz Driver will still have more. It is absurdly easy to use. It is absurdly deadly. When you get a headshot kill, it makes a black hole, pulls a ton of teammates in a radius together and blows them up. Whew. This thing is being nerfed by giving, they're giving it more flinch. It's not going to be enough. I'm calling it out. This thing is terrifying in pretty much everything. It's even pretty good in PvE, but anything PvP, Gambit, PvP, Trials, anytime there's a long range Trials map, Widow's Court, or, freaking anything. Oh, no. Holy, Lorentz Driver is just scary. So, number 4, easily. Number 3, the only gun, in my opinion, that's scarier in Crucible, because it's more accessible and easier to use, Dead Man's Tale, or DMT. Holy, it's an insanely good scout rifle, really great stats, feels great to use, very easy to use, but also every time you get a headshot, you get more headshot damage. Then it's unbelievably accurate from the hip. You can farm for different roles. So if you get one with Vorpal, it can like 4-tap most supers in the game. DMT's scary. People floating around with it, 4-tapping you, 3-tapping you in the head. Insane TTK. Man, holy, this thing needs to be reined in hard, in my opinion. It is utterly dominant, and it's quite impressive how good it feels. Bungie did an excellent job making this weapon. Probably too good of a job. It's crazy, and it's definitely what I would consider to be the 3rd best exotic that came in the year of Beyond Light. In number 2, we have the Vex Mythoclast, a returning gun from Destiny 1. Once again, drops in the Vault of Glass. It's a fusion rifle. It shoots like an auto, and when you get enough kills, you can turn it into a linear fusion rifle for a couple shots. It's a jack of all trades. It does everything. It's really good at ad clear, especially, this season we have particle deconstruction, so you get an extra 40%, I believe, on everything that this gun does. But even without that, it's nuts. It does an insane amount of damage. You can melt ads. You can use it in pretty much any activity. The linear fusion rifle is really good for single target DPS, and it's just a primary that can do the role of a secondary or even a heavy for a little bit. It's pretty nuts. And on top of being really good in PvE, it's really good in Crucible too. It's really easy to use. It's really effective in Crucible. Once again, you can get those linear fusion rifle shots. It just does a ton of stuff, and it's really good at all of it. So it's the runner-up best exotic in Beyond Light. And the number 1 exotic, I don't think anyone's gonna be surprised by this, Gjallarhorn. It's a rocket launcher that does insane single target DPS, and it buffs your teammates' legendary rockets. So some of the best DPS combos in the game are 1 Gjallarhorn, 1 Divinity, and like 4 just insanely good rockets on your team. You're just buffing everything. It's kind of disgusting. You pair that with something like Aegers and you do hot swaps. Everything is just going crazy. This is our team's build going into the day 1 raid, especially for, DPS encounters. I'm sure it's everyone else's. Gjallarhorn is also insanely good at ad clear for a minimal amount of ammo, actually. It makes Dares of Eternity a breeze. It's fun to use. I think they put a really nice spin on it from Destiny 1, and it's just like, it's fun, it's effective. You can use it in any game mode and it's fine. I don't think there's a single activity in the game I can think of where if I saw someone on my team with Gjallarhorn, I'd be like, what are you doing? You know, like it fits everywhere. It's just good at everything. And yeah, I mean, I don't think they could have nailed the return of Gjallarhorn any better than they did. Bungie knocked it out of the park. And yeah, it's going to be the best exotic in Beyond Light, in my opinion. So let me know your list down in the comment section below. Once again, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. We're trying to get to 100K, and you know, Witch Queen launches next week, and I'm so excited for it. We're going to be streaming every day, making videos and stuff like that. So if you're new to the channel, make sure the giant version of my logo on screen to be subscribed for more Destiny videos and live streams. If you're interested in watching either of the two videos on screen, you can click their respective annotations to be taken to them. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I'll see you in the next video.